Hey everybody, so I get asked all the time, do you have any recommendations or any advice for anyone who's wanting to learn how to play the Native American wood flute? And I thought what I'd do is wrap up some of those questions and advice ideas into some of these little video instructions. So this is the first one, my very first piece of advice for anyone who's interested in learning how to play Native American wood flute. Now, what this is going to be pertain about is what we call the initial tone. It's the very first sound you should be playing as a Native American wood flute instrument. And that can be found by putting all your fingers on the holes and covering them up one by one and then blowing through the instrument. Now, when you put your fingers on the holes, depending upon your flute, some flutes are 6 holes like mine here, or some flutes are 5 holes. But what you want to do is you want to put your fingers on each of the holes and cover them up. Now, with strong hands, you're going to want to put your strong hand on the bottom of the flute and your weak hand on the top of the flute. So right-handed flute playing is left hand on top, right hand on the bottom, whereas left-handed flute playing is going to be left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top. I'm right-handed, so I play right-handed flute. Now that's the reason you don't need to always play that way if you don't want to. You can switch it up, but the concept is usually your strong hand is going to be on the bottom. Now when you play the flute, it's very simple. You just take a breath and then you put your lips lightly on the top, and then you just breathe out. Now when I cover all the holes up, now, we want to focus in on that first sound, that initial tone, because we want that tone to be very pure as it goes all the way through. So you don't want to waver. I waver as I play because I haven't practiced for a long time, but you don't want to waver. You want to have a nice little doo all the way through. It's a very nice, pure sound. So what you do is you take a deep breath and blow out and see how long you can hold that for. It's really good when you first start to maybe hold it out for 2 or 3 seconds. So if you can do that, that's awesome, right? Now, what you may find out is over practice, you're going to be able to take much more deeper breaths and actually blow out for a lot longer time frame. Some people can blow out for maybe 5 seconds, which is fine, or 1 second, which is fine too. You don't have to be perfect. Some people can blow out for like a minute and a half, which is amazing when they can do that. I can't do that. But what you want to do is you want to get a good breath air, and then you want to exhale and let that kind of stream out smoothly. As soon as you start getting like the stutters where you feel like your air is starting to not work out as well, then just stop it and take a deep breath and try it again. But we really want to focus in on that very first tone, that very first sound you're going to play when you have all your fingers on the flute. And hopefully with practice, you'll be able to do much longer than that. I don't know how long that was, maybe 20 seconds, maybe a little longer, but I mean, you got to practice, right? So you breathe in, you breathe out, you breathe in, breathe out. Now there's a lot of breathing techniques out there. I wish I had time to get into all of them, but I don't. The ones I always like are the ones that deal more with diaphragm and expansion than the ones that are quick breaths where you contract and hold much everything of that. But it's up to you. I mean, there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of different breathing styles, a lot of different techniques. Really what we want to focus in on, though, is the sound, so that when you have that sound, it's a very pure sound. So once you get to this point where you're doing this, we kind of want to stop, right? So we just get a nice little pure sound going. Now, once you have the initial tone down, you take your first finger off, second finger off, and you just kind of build up your scale. But we're really talking about just that one sound, trying to get that pure sound going so you understand that the breath is important. That's what's important playing Native American wood flute, is your breath, okay? It's all about your breath. Happy sounds different than sad, sounds different than frustrated, sounds different than angry. It's all because of the breath. So that's how we play the flute. We want to focus in on that breath. So this is a great little way to get started. If you want my advice on how to start playing the flute, you just pick one up, put your fingers on it, and then breathe out your first note and really feel where that first note can go. Hold it for long periods of time and try to find that pure tone. Once you find that, the rest of it's cake. It really is. So that pure tone, that's what we're looking at. So I hope that helps out. I will do a couple more of these videos because I really love this instrument, and hopefully that's good enough for you today. So see you soon. Bye.